Okay, I have actually been a fan of this series since it first started because we got Batman, the Batman that I love a lot when he's doing detective work, getting in the streets, getting nitty gritty. Now, they were wrong. I love when he's fighting and in battles with beings, super beings, and people that he really shouldn't be in fights with. But this arc has just been him, and then of course my boy Red Hood has been in it too. Just been detective Batman solving crimes and so forth. Plus we've been getting other interesting side stories. Each issue has the main story, which is Red Hood and Batman, and we get other interesting side stories as well because it's multiple stories in one issue. Batman Urban Legends issue 7 dropped. Now, this one featured as usual multiple stories. This one though had my boy Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond. And like many of us that were introduced to Batman Beyond from the 90s animated show, which is one of my favorites of all time. In this one, Bruce Wayne has died. And somebody or someone or something got into the Batcave. Now this is Neo Goth. This is in the future. So it's the older gray Bruce Wayne. And somebody, someone, something got into the Batcave, which was damn near pretty hard, and murdered Batman. Terry finds out, comes back, finds out, and is hurt. This, the thing about this, what Bruce was talking to him, saying what Batman means to him, what Terry is to him with Batman. This is probably one of the most heartfelt moments I've ever seen Batman Bruce Wayne. Just telling him what Gotham means to him, the cow, and everything in between. And Terry, who we know how Terry is pretty hardcore, is tearing up. And then eventually Batman passes, well, Bruce Wayne Batman passes away. Terry goes on a rampage. We see him, and I think a couple of them, couple of his rogue gallery from his show actually make an appearance as he's hunting them down, fighting them, trying to get answers. This is like some of their first time making an appearance in the comics, I do believe. I could be wrong, but I believe this is some of their first time making appearances in the comics. So we get him out just trying to find who killed Bruce Wayne. Now, Batman being Batman, he has a fail safe for the Batcave. Um, a fail safe goes off, and we see Terry running out. Terry sets out the fail safe, and we see him running off, running through the stairs, and everything just explodes until he escapes. Also, their dog, remember their dog? He actually is put it is has Terry puts gives him or puts him in a good home as to where the dog can be happy and there's other animals around. That was a good scene too. Can't forget about him. Um, Terry wants vengeance. He wants vengeance, and he's out to get it for whoever murdered Bruce Wayne. Also, at the end, we see him looking over Neo Gotham. This also leads into 2022, where it's a new Batman Beyond arc that will be dropping. Batman Beyond Neo Gotham in 2022. So this was a good way that led up into that. Who murdered Bruce Wayne in Neo Gotham? Next story, we get another Batman we haven't seen in years or talked about. Batman 666. Who is this Batman? If some of y'all not familiar with this one, it's Damian Wayne, the blood son of Bruce Wayne. In this one, it's another futuristic Gotham. Well, let me rephrase that. It's a future Gotham, but not as futuristic as the Batman Beyond Gotham. Damian Batman is approaching this Gotham building, and it's a doorman there that says, just saying, "How can I help you?" He kicks it through the door. It's a robot, android or something, and he is going through these different villains of his, just fighting them, and some even got killed. Until he reaches the top where it's a hologram of Alfred. It doesn't really fool him. But then there's somebody there that I guess I wasn't expecting. Is Dick Grayson, but he is not Nightwing. He's more of the I believe he's the commissioner or one of the head people of Gotham now. And him and Damian actually meet. I guess Grayson's put him through a little test just to make sure he's still up to par. And they're talking about the future of Gotham and what's to come. And Damian is pretty much saying, "I will protect Gotham, no matter what I need to do, or no matter what you're going to do, or about how I'm going to do it. I'm going to make sure Gotham is good." And then we get this scene where it's this guy. He's clothed. You can't see his mask. And it's this girl. She's saying like, "Are you okay?" And he reaches out to her and grabs by her wrist. It's the Joker, laughing. But what the Joker doesn't, I guess, know or expect, or maybe does know, that Damian is hunting. He's been looking for the Joker. And then we get this scene where Damian jumps down and he's after the Joker. No matter the Batman story, it's gonna be a Joker or someone as a Joker. Next up, we go back to Future State. Future State Batman, Jace. Batman Jace in this one. This more is focused on his sister, who's been coming he's been doing the crime fighting thing. His little sister named Cass. Now this is a real futuristic Gotham, as we saw in Future State. She is out covered up, hidden away, so nobody recognize her. She's out getting something to eat, and the magistrate actually find her. They know it's her, and she's showing some good skills, hand fighting skills. Putting the magistrate down but not killing them. And we see somebody looking down like, "Hey, I need your help." I'm like, yo, it's convenient why she's fighting. It's Jace, her brother. He actually swoops in, helps her battle, and then they come together and go on off into the night. I'm liking what DC is doing with these two. I see good things coming with this. And it was short. It wasn't too much. It was just a couple panels just to know that they're still there. We haven't forgot about them. Then we end up with a more popular well, not really more popular, but a more known one, Batman 1,000,000. That's a Batman we haven't heard about in a while either. With Batman 1,000,000, he is centuries in the future. Nobody knows his identity. He grew up in a prison. Now he's the prison warden of Pluto, which is a prison planet. Then we get this guy named Hades, who's leading this crowd of prisoners. His dad is Vandal Savage, and his mom is of the Bane dynasty. That's pretty much why they give us. He's leading the group, and then Batman 1 million shows up, and of course his robot, the robot Robin, is also there. If you remember, he has a robot that's dressed as Robin. Um, he takes out some of them. This I forgot how good this Robin robot is. He takes out some of them, and Batman 1 million shows up and like, okay, let me handle these first. Now I don't recall this, but he could switch between different Batman, and the first one he goes in the Dark Knight mode, where he's actually in the original Batman Bruce Wayne costume, fights this person. Next one up, he switches to Nightfall mode. He switches to the Azrael costume when he was Batman and begins to fight. Then now I'm not even gonna try and pronounce this Batman, the one where it's the alien who is takes on the Batman mantle himself on his planet. He takes up that one and takes on the characteristics of that Batman. And then we go. He just fight. Then he gets to a girl named Cryogen. Similar abilities, similar to Mr. Freeze. She freezes him, and this when he goes beyond mode, where he breaks free from the ice, and he's in Batman Beyond gear. So he's taking the characteristics of different Batman, which he said he has studied pretty much every person who's ever been had the mantle of Batman. Then we get him in a blue, silverish, grayish black suits covering his face. And Cryogen, she's more of I went to jail for stealing equipment because I'm trying to save my husband. And they show her husband in this life size tube, similar to how Mr. Freeze was trying to save his wife. Same thing, but different names. Now instead, Batman 1 million being the warden of this planet, he talks to her. She told him what's going on. He tells her, I understand. And what happens? He gives her a desk job to help save her husband. I was not expecting that. I'll be real honestly with you. I was not expecting that. So, Batman Urban Legends #7. This is every issue has been good. Let's get it out the way. Every issue has been good, but something about #7 was really good. Recommend it. Actually, if you can get the series 1 through 7, get the whole series if you can. Each issue is worth it, but #7 just stuck it out to me. Hey, another video down. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all be safe out there.